I yap about action movies. I used to be so big into the MCU until like, I guess 2018 when I was exposed to the Raid for the first time. And that shit changed my brain so fucking hard. Like I'm talking my entire brain waves and wires became action movie fanatic. Like I had always been a Jackie Chan fan. I had Rush Hour on the DVD. I had a really obscure film called Dragon Fist 1979 or something like that. But like I wasn't really that into action as a kid. I thought, oh, it's cool. It's a guy with guns and shit, and that was it. But I remember downloading The Winter Soldier to like a USB and then watching it on TV. And that bridge fight scene with the knife, I was like, damn, that's pretty good. I wish most MCU movies were like this. I think in the modern day action sphere, John Wick and The Raid are the biggest right now. The Raid was something else. That's like the best way I could have ever gotten into action movies. And I first saw that shit in like 2017, 2018, and I don't think many people were talking about it, but it was still pretty notable, and I'm glad that it's like blown up now. I think it's because of that one guy's video, right? I'm glad people consider like those two movies the standard, because those are really good choices right now. It's kind of like, in a sense, it's kind of vanilla, but they're really good. They're really good. It's like the best way to get someone into action movies. I like those films, but sometimes like the fans are kind of obnoxious. I'll be watching Timo Zajanto's The Night Comes For Us, and Joe Taslim, that's my goat, that's my Ryan Gosling, will be like smashing dudes in the face with a fucking pool ball sack, pause. Him and Iko are penetrating each other and shit, pause. And then I scroll down into the comments and they're like, yo, this movie's pretty good. It's like the most violent movie I've ever seen. And some fucking ding-dong's like, gory? You should watch the kitchen fight in The Raid 2. Or fucking, have you ever seen the knife scene in John Wick 3? Man, shut the fuck up, bro. I'm trying to enjoy They're like different kinds of action movies. You can't compare one and the other and just tell people they're wrong. Timo Zajanto is a slasher film director. Of course his action is going to be completely different from Chad Stahelski's and fucking Gareth Evans. And I still really like John Wick in The Raid. It's just these fans are just so fucking obnoxious sometimes. Like, bro, shut up. And while they have upheld the standard of action, there's something I have an issue with when it comes to the John Wick movies. When I went to see John Wick 4, I had D-box seats, which means like the seats would move every time there was like a gunshot or someone getting hit. And throughout the entire movie, I was like, oh, this is quite interesting. This is like really great action movie. The fucking issue is halfway, or I guess near the end of the movie, I got really bored because there was something wrong. Was it the overstimulation that I got used to the fucking seats or something? Nah, it's just the camera is not dynamic anymore. There are plenty of shot choices in John Wick 4, and I guess 3 to an extent, but it's not moving like in John Wick 1. In John Wick 1, there are a lot of like dynamic camera movements. It sweeps, it turns, it swivels. It moves more in John Wick 1 than John Wick 4. John Wick 4, there's a lot of wide shots so you can see all the action, and that's totally fine. Everyone's always been like, the camera should be able to show the action very well. And you're right. You're fucking correct. But the issue is, when you're just relying solely on one technique, wide shots, it gets really fucking boring because they're trying to convince me that the action is fucking hitting. And it does, it's just lacking something. The Raid has a lot of dynamic camera movements. It shakes a bunch too. And yet it's still very dynamic, and the action is always upbeat. It's always fucking boom, 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 boom. Which brings me to my next point, shaky cam. Shaky cam has such an insane discourse sometimes. Like, people would link like the scene from The Expendables, and they'd be like, I can't fucking see anything. Do you see how the guy's like fucking throwing his gun at the other guy and he's throwing punches at two other guys and you can't fucking see it? Like, of course, they don't know how to fucking shoot it. And then every time, people misunderstand this. Shaky cam equal bad. Like I mentioned before, The Raid has shaky cam. The Night Comes For Us has shaky cam. John Wick 1 to an extent has shaky cam. And the thing is, the movie that originated this trend, the Bourne films. The Bourne films have shaky cam, and the thing is, they do it very well. And the cinematographer is Oliver Wood. You know what he's made? Fucking Face Off by John Woo. Die Hard 2. Like, everything in the Bourne vs. Death fight scene, it's erratic as fuck, but at least you could read it. And the camera sells it. Matt Damon can very well pull this off with a steady camera too. And again, just watch The Raid. You'll notice how many shaky cam there is in the movie. And if you don't have an issue with it, that means they did it right. So shaky cam does not mean bad, bro. Matter of fact, that brings me to another topic, camera chopping. Have you ever seen that scene of Liam Neeson jumping a fence in Taken 3? He was 62 at the time. You know how old Donnie Yen is right now? 61. You know how old Bob Odenkirk is right now? 62. And he's gonna star in Nobody 2, which comes out later this year. You see the trailer, and everything's shot really well, and he's kind of kicking ass. And Donnie Yen was probably like 59, 60 by the time John Wick 4 was shot. And he shot his scenes, and it looks fucking great. The thing is, it depends on how you shoot the fucking movie that it works. Liam Neeson could very well look really cool in Taken 3 if it weren't for the fucking editing. Okay, I'm recording this a day after, but I have to say this. They have to train, bro. Iron Fist could be good if the guy just trained more than the fucking week. Why do you think Keanu Reeves looked like absolute shit in The Matrix Resurrections, when you know damn well he's capable, as evidenced by the John Wick movies? Plus, have a good choreographer on set. Sorry, I have to go back on another topic. Realism and extravagance. Okay, so John Wick, Extraction, very good shooter movies. They're really good. There are a lot of people in the comments that are like, this is the most realistic depiction of a shootout ever. Not anything like those fucking action movies where people shooting like an infinite amount of fucking bullets and they don't reload. They actually check corners. Like I totally get that. It's a fresh breath of air compared to really stupid fucking action movies. The thing is, if that's what you're focusing on, like, are we watching a documentary or are you watching a fucking action movie? A movie, it's entertainment. And you know what? There's totally nothing wrong with that. It's just when people try to make it a big point about what makes a movie good, that's where we have an issue. There's supposed to be this distilling of reality so you can enjoy fiction. And you know what's stupid? When people are like, John Wick's the most realistic action, this is so much better than, let's say, fucking John Woo's A Better Tomorrow. Just watch the fucking subway scene, bro. They're shooting at each other with suppressed pistols. You think anyone like can't hear that? What the fuck? And they have bulletproof suits, okay? They have bulletproof suits, and no one's getting hurt. And it's still entertaining. I think it's entertaining. I find no major issue with it. My major issue is people are always like, this shit should be more realistic. It should be more like that. If you want it to be like that, go watch a movie that's like that. Don't fucking compare it to a movie that's not that, okay? Come on. So another topic that leads into this one. John Woo's approach to action. That dude, god damn, he's such a good fucking director, but I guess he's kind of washed right now. I don't know. A lot of his movies feature a shit ton of gunplay. When I say gunplay, nobody reloads. There's a shit ton of slow motion. It's the reason why the Max Payne games exist. That's why you can enjoy the games and be like, this is fucking awesome. I don't have to reload or anything. Just watch Hard Boiled and The Killer and tell me if any of them reload. The only time they reload is for convenience. And I totally don't fucking mind that. It's batshit insane. These movies are extravagant as fuck. They're boisterous. They're obnoxiously loud. And I love it. It's amazing. The reason he's able to pull this sort of thing off is because he's really fucking passionate about his work. Like, it's so shamelessly melodramatic, but it really kicks ass. You're so immersed in it, like, you don't give a fuck. And I'm pretty sure this is a rumor, but he has the world record for the most blanks ever used in a fucking movie. Does that say a lot? Okay, which reminds me, people are like, action nowadays is so much better than back then because you don't have this rhythmic choreography that's like fucking chop socky or wire fu. Dude, have you ever watched Hero? That is such a good fucking movie, dude. It's kind of like an art film, but at the same time, it's like a wuxia martial arts. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Fucking Michelle Yeoh is in that, and she kicks ass. Zhang Ziyi. Chow Yun-fat, the GOAT, is in it as well. And they do such a great job. Have you ever seen the fight choreography in that one? God damn, dude. And it has a shit ton of wires. High key, shit beautiful. This is a great movie. Which brings me to another point. Rhythm. Star Wars has rhythm. Look at that. The Raid has rhythm. Ip Man has rhythm. 80s Hong Kong action movies, let's say The Mystery of Chess Boxing, yeah, has rhythm. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon has rhythm. It's a musical fucking game. It's not just like, if you want to watch like a slugger movie, just watch High and Low, Story of S.H.I.E.L.D., or I forgot what the name is called. Or fucking Crow Zero, just watch that. That's entertaining too if you don't want to watch like highly choreographed movies. Why do you think the Star Wars throne fight gets so much fucking slack for just being everywhere? That brings me to my next point. Choreographers. Kenji Tanigaki. This dude has worked with Donnie Yen for years, And he's the reason why you people love Rurouni Kenshin so much. He's the reason why it worked in the fucking first place. If it weren't for the Hong Kong action film industry, you wouldn't be animating or reanimating this fucking movie. You know what's really sad? Snake Eyes. That movie, it looks so good, and then you watch it and they butchered the fuck out of his scenes. They edited so much of it. It looks like absolute dog shit. The flow is ruined, completely ruined. I found out Kenji Tanigaki choreographed that movie, and I felt so fucking bad because his other works are so good. Twilight of the Warriors Walled In, Jesus Christ. Rurouni Kenshin, the Kyoto Inferno fucking, you know what I mean? Which reminds me, you need a good editor and camera person. So, not only do you need a very good choreographer, you need to sell that shit with like a good cameraman. Donnie Yen, he's known to be arrogant as fuck, but his products are really good. And here's a video of him like directing these dudes, like, here's what you do if you want to throw this punch. The camera has to be here. You want to be able to capture without like showing that's obviously fake, this and that. Like, he knows what he's doing. Matter of fact, sorry, I keep saying that. Speaking of hitting bags and shit, like, look at him hit the bag, holy shit. Bruce Lee once said, boards don't hit back. And people say this shit all the fucking time, but they misuse it so fucking hard. I see a video on my Instagram feed of this guy hitting like a bag, doing like a taekwondo hurricane kick. That's fucking badass and shit. And then there's this fucking ding knob that's like, bags don't hit back. You're so freaking stupid. Like, shut the— You can't be good at striking unless you practice on something. Am I supposed to do like drills all the time? Like, what are you talking about? Some people don't have sparring partners. Some people want to get their foot placement right and they want to hit something while they're at it. Why do you think like people who do Tai Chi get their asses beat? Because they don't have any fighting experience. They never hit a bag. People who've hit a bag will have more of a chance of winning in a fight than people who've never hit a bag. And Bruce Lee said this in the context of someone showing off. You know what he said? Showing off is the fool's idea of glory. He wasn't saying that hitting anything is useless. And you know what the funny thing is? He's hit heavy bags before. He's hit pads before. Look at this shit, bro. What the fuck? People don't know what the fuck they're talking about. That's all the topics I have for today. Goodbye.